Christmas is come and gone, but boy, one thing about Christmas will not leave me alone, and that is a song that they play at Christmas time. It is the eeriest, most horrific Christmas song I've ever heard, and I like Christmas music, so I'm not against Christmas music. I'm against this dark, disturbing song, and it's called Christmas Shoes, and it's does anyone know what I'm talking about? Jesus, God. The song is called Christmas Shoes, and it's by a Christian group called New Song, which I don't know why would you name your group New Song? You're just going to be living in an Abbott and Costello routine for the rest of your life. Yeah, we got a new song. By who? Exactly. What? Oh, fuck this. So, the song is called Christmas Shoes, and I'm going to take you through it very briefly. So the first verse of the song is, "It was almost Christmas time. There I stood in another line, just trying to buy that last gift or two, not really in the Christmas mood. Oh, there's a guy in line at the store. He's a little cranky. He's a little cranky at Christmas time. Man." And by the way, I'm going to recite these lyrics because the dude that sings it like this. It was almost Christmas time. Because that's his way of saying, look, I'm singing in a Christian rock band. Ladies, make no mistake, I will lay the fucking pipe into you. You're not... If I get you back in my room at the La Quinta Inn next to this state fair where we're playing, God's telephone pole will have you chanting the sick evening prayer. So, all right, so that's first verse. The guy in line is a little cranky. Now, standing right in front of me was a little boy waiting anxiously, pacing around the way little boys do, and in his hand he held a pair of shoes. Okay, little kid in front of him holding a pair of shoes. Here comes the next verse. His clothes were worn and old. He was dirty from head to toe. So he's like a Dickensian street urchin in a world full of hand sanitizers. Have you got a halfpenny, sir? Then how about a smile? And when it came his time to pay, I couldn't believe what I heard him say. Here comes the chorus of the song. Chorus starts off pretty good, then it takes a hard left turn into Assholeville. So hang on. Get your seatbelts on. Sir, I want to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve, and these shoes are just her size. That's sweet. He's buying shoes for his mom. That's really nice. Hang on. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. She's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes will make her smile, and I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. The kid's mom is dying. He is buying her shoes so when she gets to heaven... By the way, I missed the part of the Bible where Jesus is really bitchy and catty about people's footwear when they get to the pearly gate. You're not getting into heaven in those, honey. No, I'm sorry. I died for your sins, but those pumps are unforgivable. Paul Lind all of a sudden. All right. So he's buying shoes for his mom on Christmas Eve. Here comes the next verse. He counted pennies for what seemed like years. He's paying for the shoes with fucking pennies. Pennies. Then the clerk said, "Son, there's not enough here." What kind of psychotic asshole hears that this kid's mom is dying? He's paying in pennies. Yeah, you're 6 cents short. How about that? Yeah, life's a bitch, isn't it? That's not our policy here at Fashion Bug. I don't know what to tell you. That 6 cents comes right out of my paycheck. I can't help you. And then, I'm not going to recite the rest of these goddamn lyrics. The little kid turns around to the guy in line and goes, I don't know how I'm going to buy these shoes. Which now it starts to sound like a scam. Like maybe the kid and his dad are going to different stores. The dad's out in the parking lot in a beat-up Chevy Nova with a trunk just filled with women's shoes. They're just covered in jizz. He's like, listen, go in there. You've got to trick a guy into buying them. I can only jerk off to these if you trick a guy into buying them. That's what Vietnam did to me. So then, the grouchy guy in line, pays for the shoes, and the kid is happy and he runs out of the store. Now we get to the bridge of the song. The bridge will make you lose all hope that we live in a just or sane universe. Here it comes. I knew I caught a glimpse of heaven's love as he thanked me and ran out. I knew that God had sent that little boy to remind me of what Christmas is all about. Let's review. There's a guy in line. He's a little cranky on Christmas. God looks down and sees this. Somebody in a bad mood on my son's birthday? Bullshit. Give that kid's mom cancer. Make sure he's in front of him in line. Make him 7 cents short for the shoes. This guy will buy them, and then he'll be in a good mood. I almost feel like Jesus is behind God going, I don't think we need to give a kid's mom. Kid, you shut the fuck up. It's going to be the best birthday you ever had. It's going to be the best birthday you ever had. Buddha gave me a hand job in the hot tub. I'm really lost, son. Merry Christmas. Good night.
I don't like dolphins. I'm scared of dolphins. I am. Me and my wife, we was in Maui, right? We in Maui. She's like, come on, babe, we should go swim with the dolphins. I was like, nah, I told you how I feel about them dolphins. She's like, come on, stop being a bitch. Let's just do it. I was like, don't call me no bitch. She's like, bitch? Man, whatever. Like, you know when you don't got to come back, so you just got to, you stupid. That's all I had. I didn't have nothing else to say. So we get there. They got the dolphins in this tank. It's like 8 dolphins in this tank, right? When I get there, I see this old lady on the back of a dolphin. I see this little boy. I'm like, you know what, babe? I might have been overreacting. Get the camera, take some pictures of me on the back of the dolphin. I was hyped, right? I get in the water. I'm on the back of the dolphin. The instructor, he was like, as soon as you grab the dolphin fin, the dolphin gonna start taking you around. So whenever you're ready, grab his fin. I was like, all right, cool. I'm ready. As soon as I grabbed my dolphin fin, my dolphin went straight to the bottom of the tank. Like, he just went down. So because I was scared, I didn't let go. I held on. Like, you know when you're scared, how you start to mentally create shit in your own mind? I was like, okay, it's obvious that I got a racist dolphin. He don't like black people. He done cut a deal with a shark, bring him a black piece of meat. Something bad about to happen, right? So I let go. I get to the top. When I let go, I'm so scared, I start snapping on the instructor as soon as I see him. I was like, nobody saw fucking dolphin number 8 missing? Huh? Y'all didn't notice I was going for like 30 seconds? He tried to kill me! He tried to kill me! I was mad, yo. I was so fucking scared. I was like, y'all see the old lady and the little boy, but nobody saw the black fucking swirl missing? Huh? Nobody noticed that the black dot wasn't going around? Y'all didn't notice that? He's like, calm down, man. Calm down. It's 3 feet. Just stand up. I was like, what? What'd he say? I didn't even realize that I was walking and talking shit at the same time. Come to find out, I never even went underwater. What happened was, some water splashed in my face. And I panicked. I made it up. I made it all up. I was scared. I never lied that fast in my life. He was racist, though. I know he was racist. You know I know he was racist? Because when I got out the water, you know how dolphins like, gig it. They be doing that, like, gig it. Well, he looked at me. He's like, nigga. And I was like, what? Blew my whistle in his face. I don't play that shit. He don't work there. I got him fired.
It's so much bigger than money, though, Dave. It's so much bigger than money.
Oh, no, it was bigger than money. But you know what? I watched one of these nature shows one time, and they were talking about how a bushman finds water when it's scarce. And they do what's called a salt trap. I didn't know this. Apparently baboons love salt.
Okay.
So they put a lump of salt in a hole, and they wait for the baboon. The baboon comes, sticks his hand in the hole, grabs the salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped. He can't get his hand out. Now, if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty. The bushman lets him out the cage. The first place the baboon runs to is water. The bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.
I would guess that one of the good things about this, you had some time off. Have you taken some vacation? Have you gone anywhere, traveled?
Yeah, I went. I wanted to get away from all the showbiz, crazy showbiz.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd go on a vacation, you know.
Great.
And I don't like to go to hotels because all my years of doing my nightclub act, I don't like hotels.
Yeah.
So I decided I'll go, you know, my buddy tells me, he goes, hey, you should go to one of them bed and breakfasts. You ever hear tell them?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. The idea is you go there, it's a guy's house, and you live in his room, and then he makes you some breakfast.
Right. Very yeah.
It's a thumbnail, you
Yeah,
know.
that's it, sure.
So I looked one up on the internet there, and I found one. I went to Vancouver Island, Victoria, which is beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God, it's God's little country. And so I go there, and I look up my place where I'm supposed to go. I have it on a little piece of paper, and I knock on the door, right? And there's no answer. So I knock again, and there's still no answer. So finally, I look like in the window there, and there's an old man sleeping on a couch, you know?
Yeah.
So I bang on the door, ringing the doorbell, you know? So finally I hear like, hey, keep your pants on there, you know, from the inside. And he comes to the door, old guy, you know, but I'd say 80, 85 years old.
Yeah.
Old Harold Delaney was his name.
Harold Delaney.
Yeah, nice enough gentleman, you know. And so I get in there and I says, well, I better go to sleep. There's no one else there, you know. Like, I thought it'd be like a whole bunch of people in different rooms, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just me.
Yeah.
So I go up and I go to sleep, and I'm ready to go to sleep, and a knock comes on the door, right? Knock on my bedroom door.
Right.
So I figure, uh-oh, old Harold Delaney wants to have sex with me there. You know?
That's the first thought that went through your mind, huh?
Well, I'm a young fella.
Yeah,
These days,
yeah,
anything
not a
goes.
bad-looking guy, sure, yeah.
I'm not a...
Traveling alone, why
Sure.
not?
And, of course, I didn't come to Victoria to have sex with old Harold Delaney. You know? I came to do some sightseeing.
Of course.
Yeah. So, then I hear him, he goes, well, you ought to play some Scrabble.
Oh, Scrabble.
Yeah, so I say, okay, that's good.
Sure.
I'll play some Scrabble. So I go down, and he pulls out this old Scrabble game there, and we start to play, you know, and I like Scrabble, you know. So I get the first turn, you know, because I picked the lower letter, and so I get the first turn. So I make rabbit, you know.
Pretty good.
It's a good word. And then I do it pretty quick. I take like a couple of minutes, and then old Harold Delaney, he takes like a half hour to like get his word, and the whole time he's not talking, he's not telling me old stories, because I like hearing old stories, you know. And instead, it was like for a half hour, it was just Harold Delaney going. So then after a half an hour of that, you know, I'm just sitting there, he comes up with his word, it's hat. That's his word, yeah, hat. So he puts it, and he takes the word hat, and then he puts it like way in the corner on that triple letter score.
Right.
The triple word, the red one
Right.
that you want to get to.
Yeah, sure.
But you can't just put it there.
No, it's got to have some relation to rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to move up there, you know, and finally get to there. But instead, he just puts it right there.
Oh, no.
So I go, all right, you know. And so then it's my turn, you know, I do something, and quickly, and then again, the same thing, like, you know, and then time going by, and then every word, and I was coming up with good words, you know, I had sleigh, you know, a sleigh ride, and avocado.
Whoa.
It was a 7-letter word.
Yep.
You get 50 extra points. I'm still way behind him.
You just freelancing the board.
Yes. And so finally I decided I'm gonna I gotta say something, you know? So and all his words were like cup and hat, and I think it was just like things he'd see around the room, you know? And so I'm playing excellently. I should be in the lead, but instead I'm like 1,000 points behind. And finally, I gotta say something, you know? So he puts boot, you know, up on this triple, and it really annoyed me because I was building towards the triple letter, and he just puts boot, and so I said, finally, I gotta say something here, and I go, hey, old Harold Delaney there, I don't know, you can't put boot there, and then he goes, you never heard tell of a boot? So I go, no, I know what a boot is. I'm just saying. He goes, if a fella goes out there to wear a boot. So I go, no, I know what I made avocado. I know a boot. You know? And it just took him forever. And I noticed a weird thing. There were no blanks. You know how you have the blanks in the game, and it's always good to use any letter, right? Yeah. I realized there's no blanks in this game, and I figured old Harold Delaney must have, when he got the game, figured, what the hell is that, you know, and thrown it away.
Can't use it.
Yeah.
Now, how was the breakfast? Did you have the breakfast?
There was no breakfast. I got up the next day. I was so hungry from playing Scrabble all night. So he says, hey, Harold, how you doing there? How about some breakfast? And he goes, I've never been much for breakfast. So I go, oh, all right. So I go, I guess I'll go down to Macdonald's and pick up some breakfast or something, Harold. And he goes, can you get me an egg McMuffin? It was crazy.
So me and Kate were watching 60 Minutes or 2020 or something like that, and they were doing a story on vaccination, and I turned to Kate and I said, these people who don't vaccinate their kids are a pain in the ass. And Kate said, Hank's not vaccinated. And I went, fuck. You know when someone says something and your brain goes, that's going to take up a lot of your time, right? Because the whole dynamic of our relationship is this. I go on the road and tell jokes to make the family money. She's meant to stay home and make sure that Hank doesn't die. And between me and you, I think she's doing a shit job. And I said, why isn't he vaccinated? And she goes, I think it leads to autism. And I went, oh, what medical evidence do you have that it leads to autism? And she said, Jenny. And I said, don't even fucking say McCarthy. Don't even say it, because that's not medical evidence, that's Jenny McCarthy. And I have nothing against the woman. She's a comedian and a playmate. They're my two favourite types of people. But I don't get my medical advice from them, it's one of my things. And she went, but her son's autistic. And I went, is he? Is he really? Or is he just Jenny McCarthy's kid? Like, did we expect a member of Mensa to fall out of that woman? And she said, well, what difference does it make? No one gets smallpox, no one gets polio, and it's so frustrating when they say that because you're like, because of fucking vaccination. And I said, and furthermore, my mother had polio. That's true, Gunter had polio. My mother can work polio into any conversation. You'll be having dinner with my mother and she'll go, oh, maybe I will have some chocolate cake. Because I couldn't when I was young. I had polio. I believe that my mother secretly loves the fact that she had polio because polio does a lot of heavy lifting for her shit personality. Anyway, so we fought, and I didn't win. Can't win every argument. Hank's not getting vaccinated. So, cut to 3 weeks later, we're doing season 2 legit, and I had to do a medical... oh, thank you. I think we were the only ones who liked it. We're doing season 2 legit, And the network are trying to insure me for $8 million because that's how much a season costs. So I have to do what they call a studio physical. And they're insuring me in case I die, because the show would have ended if I died. Or also if I got some mental problem and just started stabbing people, that would also be a problem. So it's like a 3-hour physical. I'm like jogging on treadmills and psychological tests. So I'm jogging on this treadmill with all these things. I'm in this tube coming out of my mouth. And I get off and the doctor's writing something down. And I thought I'd just slip it into conversation. And I went, "Hey, it's not that important to vaccinate kids, is it?" And she went, "Only if you want them to live," right? she didn't even look up, right? And I said, "Are you serious?" And she goes, "Let me put it this way, Mr. Jefferies, I would not let my children play with an unvaccinated child." So I thought that's all the information I need. So, behind Kate's back, and this is super illegal, and involves forging her signature 3 times. I booked Hank in to get all of his shots on one day, which the doctor didn't recommend, but I'm a busy guy. Now, I was about to come home to pick up Hank to take him to get his vaccination shots. Now, I knew that Kate was going to be home with Hank, so I knew that we were about to have the biggest fight ever. Now, you know when you're about to have a fight with your partner, but they don't know that you're about to have a fight with them, so you have the upper hand. So what you do is you think horrible shit about that person all day, so in case they cry, you can enjoy yourself. Now, no matter what happens in my life, I will always say this. Kate is the nicest human being I have ever met. For niceness, I can't fault her. She is just a good soul. She only sees the good in people. She will never say a bad word about another human being. And so it's weird. So I'm driving home. I'm trying to think bad thoughts about the nicest person on earth. And it's really difficult. So I'm in my car like, fucking Kate. Who the fuck does she think she is, fucking keeping the house nice? Fucking bitch. She left that plate in the sink. That was a fucking nightmare. I remember that. Oh no, that was me. I did that. But she cleaned it up, and that's enabling, and that's fucking bullshit right there. So I came back just fucking steaming. All right, here we fucking go. All right, game's on. I come home, she's sitting down lovingly playing with our child, and she looks up at me and she goes, "Hey, honey." And I went, "Don't fucking honey me!" And she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I'll tell you what's right. Hank's getting vaccinated today and there's nothing you can do." And I pick up Hank and she starts screaming. He's 1, so he's super attached to his mother. And he's like, "Mummy, mummy, mummy." I'm like, "Your mum can't fucking help you now." I go to where the car's parked. I throw him in. I'm doing him up and Kate comes out and she starts slapping on my back. And I'm like, "Get the fuck off me," like that. She dramatically falls to the ground. I look up and 2 of the neighbors are out of their houses. They're quintessentially watching me kidnap a child and beat up my girlfriend. And I'm too far gone now, so I just doubled down and went, "Get back in your fucking houses!" And I put him in his seat. I got in the driver's seat and I fucking fishtailed out of there. And Kate's on her knees and she screams out, "Fine! But if he becomes autistic, it's on you!" And I thought, would she consider that a win? So anyway, I take Hank off, I get him all of his shots, I bring him home, and he's definitely autistic now. It's like night and day, like the kid before the shots and the kids after. Before the shots, he was this lively kid, and then afterwards I brought him home and he's sitting in the corner just going, "Ah!" And I'm like, fuck. Fuck. Oh, no. Kate's gonna notice this. And so I did whatever I did when I knew I was in trouble, I lie. So I put Hank in a baby Bjorn, he's just hanging off me like, he's just hanging on my chest. Because I couldn't let him have any alone time with Kate, because Kate would see it right away, you know. Now, I know what you're thinking, I couldn't keep that up forever, but I did have a plan. What I was going to do was, right, I was going to stand near a door that I knew Kate was going to come through. Look what you did! Like that. Okay, so anyway, I am making light of a situation that was horrible, man. I mean, like, it's nice to make jokes about it now, but at the time I was distraught. I didn't sleep for 3 days. I couldn't eat. My brain was on a loop. I was so wired, I was just rocking back and forth, like, your kid's autistic, it's all your fault, your kid's autistic. So anyway, cut to 3 days later, I go to the doctor to get the results of my physical.
Notice me the big performance stage of all the EMA. Water board beats for me, allow weight, and they'll form the sea. So water market for offenses, I can't have some. Love scale, I gram, love scale. Break the trend, but they cuffs and ammo, not scale. Now, way bras on this shit up, wrong things. High snooping at the kill and tell. Yo, listen up. Let me tell you a tale about the voices of the unheard beyond the veil. In a world so divided where the poor are denied their rights and their dignity swept aside. The streets are alive with silent cries of the marginalized, living in lies. Systems rigged, stacked against the weak, but we rise up. Our voices we speak. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour. It's a fight for the oppressed, the marginalized crew. From the ghettos to the refugee queue. No more silence, no more fear. We march together, our message clear. From racial divides to gendered walls, we break them down, watch them fall. Equality ain't just a dream, it's a must in the struggle for justice and whom we trust. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour, every hour. Politicians talk, but actions speak. Promises broken, leaving hearts to bleed. With the change we seek, the revolution seed. In unity, solidarity, we take the lead. No more divided, we stand as one. In the battle for justice, until it's won. So raise your voice, let it be heard. In the chorus of change, let your words be stirred. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour, every hour. Voices of the unheard, we shout it loud. Injustice and oppression, we won't allow. From the streets to the halls of power, we demand change every minute, every hour.
And Hank's dangling off me. And the doctor comes in and goes, "How are we today, Mr. Jefferies?" And I said, "Not good, not good. You told me to vaccinate Hank. You said vaccinate kid good, but this is not good. This used to be a good kid. Look at this. Fucking shit kid." And she goes, "Can you just calm down?" I said, "No, I can't calm down because I haven't slept for 3 days. And I'm a bit wired and my brain's on a loop and I can't turn it off because my kid's autistic, it's all my fault. 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 My kid's autistic, it's all my fault." And she looked at my chart and she said, "Now, you know that you have a tendency to overreact because you're on the spectrum." You fucking what when? You know how you have little empathy for others, you don't listen when others talk, and you don't make eye contact. I've heard about the eye contact. She goes, "There's nothing wrong with Hank. He's just drugged out right now. You gave him all of his shots in one day, which I didn't recommend." Now, it's true that the next day Hank was back to his normal self. There's nothing wrong with Hank, but it turns out that I'm autistic. I don't know, and I don't even know if I believe, because the spectrum is very broad, like 1% to Ben Carson's or something. So I don't know. I think a lot of times people just diagnose personalities. Like, I'm just a bit of a dick. Can't we just... But it's weird. I was 36 when they told me that. It's weird when you find out that you're autistic at 36, because big news for me. And then I rang up everyone I knew and told them, and no one was surprised. I rang up me mum, and I left a message on her voice machine like this. Mum, you gotta call me back. I have the biggest news ever. And my mum rang me back and went, you're getting married. And I went, no, I'm autistic. And she went, oh, everyone knows you're autistic. It's not that bad. When I was a child, I had polio.